Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my September TBR, and I am participating in Becca's Bookoplathon. So I did print her digital download, and I'm very excited to be participating in this readathon for the first time. And we also have the magical readathon, of course, that I would love to participate in. But first, if you're new here, hi, my name is Emily. This is actually my second channel where I post videos on all that interests me outside of the beauty space, which is what my main channel is focused on. So here you will find bookish content regarding my first vegetable garden, and occasionally some motherhood clean with me style video as well. So if that is something that interests you, I would love it if you would subscribe down below. Now, quickly before hopping into my September TBR, a quick recap on my August TBR. I had 5 books on it. The first one I'll share with you is The Bone Chips by R.J. Barker, and I was successful in completing that one. I will do a full August wrap up, so I won't talk too much about the books. Next, I have The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren, and I'm actually about halfway through this, and it's not quite the end of the month, so I will have this finished. Then I had Mistborn: The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson, and I did complete this. I had volume 5 of Saga. This is volume 6, as I did return it to the library and get the next volume, but I was obviously successful in reading that one. And lastly, I have City of Stairs by Robert Jackson Bennett, and unfortunately, I was not able to get to this book in the month of August. Now let's just hop right in to Becca's Bookoplathon. So like I said, I do have the board. I'm covering my rolls. And I am doing 5 rolls for this readathon. And then I have the 7 main prompts for the magical readathon that I hope to have books for as well. For the magical readathon, you complete the readathon technically if you read just 2 books, so that is the minimum goal. However, I'm really hoping to do a great job with reading in September. I typically read around 4 books per month, so this is going to be a big stretch. Okay, wow, I've been talking for way too long. Let's go over to the Bookoplathon board and do our first roll. All right, guys, I'm ready to roll for Becca's Bookoplathon for September. I have my 2 dice here. I found this little character in my kids' things. I have the window open so you can hear the nice rain. We're just here with my skincare and my plants. Sorry for the awkward setup. I'm also holding my phone, so I'm going to try and be really steady. To save colored ink and cutting and all of that stuff for the cards, I actually just wrote out 16 prompts for the community shelf and 16 books for the chance cards, and we will just random number generate if we get one of these. I'm going to do 5 rolls. Of course, if we get a double, we'll have more than that. I am on go, and let's get started. 6. Humans. All right, we got a 6, which is for humans, meaning a book that follows human characters. I chose the book Darling Rose Gold by Stephanie Roble, and this is actually the book club pick for Samantha March's membership book club. We read 1 book every other month as a group, and this is the book pick for September. This is a thriller, I believe, kind of following like the Gypsy Rose story that had made headlines for so long, where the mother had Munchausen's, is that right, by proxy, and her life was terrible and she ended up killing her mother. This is kind of like that. However, her mother went to jail, I believe, and then is now out, and Rose Gold, who is the main character in this book, agrees to have her mother move in with her. So I'm kind of worried about this one. I think it's going to be scary, but this is my pick for humans. Roll number 2, 7, new. Second roll, I got a 7, which has to do with hyped, and this is a newly hyped book. And this is a newly hyped book that has drawn my attention, not necessarily a new release, but I am choosing Kingdom of Flesh and Fire. This is the second book in the Blood and Ash trilogy, a fantasy new adult romance, and I did read Blood and Ash in July and I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. So I picked up the sequel, and I feel like this series has received a lot of hype, especially on TikTok. And one of my best friends has read the whole trilogy and is obsessed with it. So I'm looking forward to continuing this in September. I'm a little worried about how big it is. Roll number 3. Oh no. 12, a double. This is a train station spot with times of day. I guess maybe I should turn this around. Here we are. Next, I got a double. I rolled a 12, which means I will have to add a roll. So now I'm up to 6 rolls for Becca's Bookoplathon. I really hope it doesn't get any bigger because that's already pushing it for me. And I got the train station spot that has times of day. It has day, night, afternoon, evening, dark, light, all of those kinds of words. And I had a really hard time finding a book for this prompt. I obviously thought of Nevernight, but I actually don't own Nevernight. I just own God's Grave, and I'm kind of on a book buying ban right now because I've gone a little crazy. I will be sharing a book haul with you guys soon, and I'm kind of starting a new rule with myself that I can buy a couple books after I have read 10 of my physically owned books. We will see how that works out. But so I didn't want to buy Nevernight is the moral of that story. So my other idea was His Dark Materials by Philip Pullman. I did read The Golden Compass earlier this year, and I would love to continue with The Subtle Knife. This is a bind up of all 3 in the trilogy. So technically the book is called The Subtle Knife, but the series is called His Dark Materials. So I think that works. Roll number 4 of now 6. 6. Disability and mental health rep. I rolled another 6, and this was for disability or mental health rep. And I'm choosing to read, or actually reread, Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. This is a mystery trilogy, and I read Truly Devious in 2019, I believe, and never continued with the series. And I thought coming into fall would be the perfect time to read a mystery series, a YA mystery series. So I would like to reread Truly Devious, which follows a dual timeline about a murder mystery that happens at a boarding school. And our main character, Stevie, I believe her name is, struggles with anxiety, and it's very well represented within this book. I do remember that upon reading it the first time. So that is what I'm choosing for the mental health rep. Roll number 5. 3. LGBTQ plus rep. Fifth roll, what would have been my final roll, I got a 3, and that was for LGBTQ plus rep. And for this, I'm going to read All Boys Aren't Blue. I will be listening to this on audio. I don't know a lot about this story actually, but it was recommended by Steph's Bookish World, and I really love her channel and her recommendations, and it is available through my library for an audiobook, and I thought it would be a great read. Okay, now final roll. 7. Lowest rated. Oh no. Lastly, I got a 7, and unfortunately I got lowest rated, so I went over to my Goodreads want to read list, and again, because I didn't want to buy a book, and especially one that I'm not fully expecting to enjoy if it's the lowest rated, so I scrolled until I saw one that I actually own on my physical TBR, and that is The Perfect Mother by Amy Molly. I'm very nervous to read this. I got it because it was 40% off at Walmart, and I did see Books with Lala talk about this a while ago, I believe, but I'm very worried to read this because I have severe parental anxiety surrounding my children. And this is about a group of new moms who meet together for like play dates and things. And it involves a 6-week-old baby that goes missing. So I think I'll be more okay to read this now that my kids are a little bit older. Emmett is the youngest and he's 1.5. But I think I bought this when I was pregnant or when one of the kids was like brand new, and I was like, I cannot read this. I will be a disaster. But this is what I'm going to be reading for lowest rated. So those were the 6 books corresponding to the rolls for Becca's Bookoplathon. I'm really happy to be participating with this readathon, like I said, but let's move into the magical readathon and the books I've chosen for those prompts. First, we have the Novice Path entrance, which is read a book with a map. And I obviously tried really hard to get the books that I put in Becca's Bookoplathon to correspond with the magical readathon, so I'm not adding 7 additional books because there's no way I could do that. But a book with a map, I'm choosing Kingdom of Flesh and Fire. And there is a map in this. Most fantasy books do have a map, but I just wanted to give proof. Next we have the Ashthorn Tree, and that is to read a book that has been tempting you or at the top of your TBR. And for that, I'm choosing Royal Assassin by Robin Hobb. I had really wanted to participate in the Elder Ling-Along. Now, Royal Assassin is only the 2nd book in the Farseer trilogy, and they read this well over a year ago, so there's no way I'm going to catch up, but I am still dedicated to reading through Robin Hobb's works. I found this at a thrift store. It's a really like ugly old cover, but this is the 2nd book in the Farseer trilogy where we are following Fitz, and I'm excited to be back into this world. Like I said, I picked up the first one last year when Elder Ling-Along started, and I finally need to get to the sequel. For the Mist of Solitude, read a standalone. I'm putting in All Boys Aren't Blue here. For Ruin of the Sky, read a book with ghosts, a haunted house, or other paranormal subject matter. I have 2 books for this, and I would love it if you would vote for which one you think I should read in the comments down below. I got these 2 books from my library. I got Home Before Dark by Riley Sagar and The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware. Both of these kind of follow haunted houses, kind of. So maybe one of these fits better than another, but I have both of them out from the library regardless because I do want to read more thriller style books, but let me know which I should read for the readathon. Next, Obsidian Falls, read a thriller or a mystery. I'm putting in Darling Rose Gold for this prompt. Towers of Rumination, read a 5-star prediction. I had a hard time with this, so I have a couple of options. I do have Senlin Ascends by Josiah Bancroft out from the library, which I do need to read kind of soon, so that it's not overdue or I'll have to return it without reading it. And I do think I will really love this book. But if I need something smaller, I do have Saga Volume 6. I've really been enjoying this adult sci-fi graphic novel series, and I think this could be a 5-star prediction. And also, I gave The Final Empire 5 stars, and I'm very excited to continue with The Well of Ascension, though I haven't bought it yet, and technically I shouldn't be buying any books. But if it does somehow magically appear on my shelves, then that could be a 5-star prediction. So I'm kind of leaving 5-star prediction up to be a little bit of a mood read. Anything I'm really excited to get to, perhaps one of the thrillers I had chosen for the haunted house portion could be a 5-star prediction. I don't know. I am partially someone who follows a TBR and also kind of someone who needs to mood read a little bit. So we'll just see once the wrap up comes around if I'm able to successfully complete all these prompts, even if it's not technically with the books I'm saying in today's video. And lastly, for Aurelium Academy Arc, we're finally at the Magical University. This is read a book with a school setting, and I'm using Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson for this prompt as they're at a boarding school. So I was able to get all of my Bookoplathon books onto my magical readathon list except for The Subtle Knife and The Perfect Mother. I guess technically this could have been thriller or mystery, but then we would have just had Darling Rose Gold in this stack here. So I'm going to try and read 9 books in the month of September. Whoa, that scared me, which is a lot for me. I really don't know if I'm going to do it. Let me know which readathon you think I should prioritize. If I should prioritize the 6 books on Becca's Bookoplathon or prioritize the magical readathon. I want to compete in them both so bad, but I really don't know if I am capable. Regardless, this is going to be a ton of fun. My house is getting progressively louder as I film this video. When I started, 2 of 3 kids were sleeping and now they're awake and destroying my kitchen. Let me know what you plan on reading in September in the comments down below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!